All right, so now we've got our design we're going to cut for the side of the console. Made a little pattern. This is what I'm going to do. This is one side. We're just going to copy it to the other side. I'm going to put some template tape down. I've already got the hole cut for the speaker. And again, I do not have nails. Let's see if this works. Nope. Try again. All right, there we go. This is all scrap wood, so it doesn't matter where it's at. Drill a hole in there so that we can get the router bit through it, but that's kind of what we're looking at. All right, fresh off the router, now we have two pieces that are identical. As I try to pull them apart here, bam. Now we have our left and our right sides. Now we just gotta connect them together. All right, we've got all the parts cut for this guy here. What I'm gonna do is start assembling this. This is just a spacer. Well, I've done this as 1/4 inch because we're gonna use an 1/8 inch layer of acrylic, and then it gives a nice little rollover. So I'll start in the top with I've got the console now all assembled together. It's all set up. So we have two cup holders in front, a pair of speakers in the back. The shifter will go here. And I've got a little control panel to place in here. It'll have the convertible top, the door locks, and then the power window switches. These are little templates I'm going to put on the side. I'm going to route out the side. The customer did provide me with some material, but unfortunately they didn't give me a long enough shape that I needed. So get a little creative here. The vehicle has a lot of chrome in it. So these are TIG welding rods. Well, I've done this in the past. I'm going to do is I'll put a little groove here. That way I tuck the vinyl in for seams. Then I will tuck this in, press and hold it together, and I can use multiple pieces of vinyl to cover one solid piece. After all that's done, then I'm going to go through and put all this center section will be a black acrylic. These are simple, easy enough. This one here, I'm going to make it removable because the 2 bolts here that bolt down the center console, and there's 2 more accessible from the back. So it makes it a little easier to service in the future. Okay, so I've got the template on the side. We're gonna go ahead and router out the channel. Okay, so it's not a lot, but it just gives me a small groove here to tuck, wrong side, that way. All right, it gives me a small groove to tuck this in, so you see it's just a notch, but that's all I need to take this little rod and tuck in. Now I'm gonna open up just a little bit wider so the vinyl has more space to go into. The next thing, as I break my router, is the top area right here, as I'm using my pointer, I can't get the router over this, so I'm gonna have to do this by hand. So I'm gonna open this up on the side so it's all exactly the same width. All right, now that fits in there perfectly, has a little space, because once I put the vinyl in there, that'll just press fit into place. Now we've got the center part all masked off. We're going to spray our glue, our adhesive down on both of this, then we'll get the vinyl on the backside as well. So the green is just the tape I've masked off underneath. It won't cause a problem, but it just gives a little cleaner look that I like to do. If anyone is wondering why I do this, I put the part I'm gonna be wrapping on top of the vinyl. That way if I have any overspray from it, it just goes straight to this. So rather than just being wasted on the floor, there's a potential of saving it and just kind of going back on the material. Plus it keeps less of a mess, makes less of a mess. Start on the back pieces since I've already glued those first. Simple enough. It might be the best solution. This stuff is contact cement, so it will stick, but it usually doesn't stick very strong until you put some pressure on it. So you don't push it down firmly until you know exactly where it's going to land. So this is where I'm at. I'm happy with that. I'm trying to bend it past the... There it goes. You don't want to get too hot and bend and melt your vinyl. Gonna move this out of the way so I don't mess that up. stuck to the counter a little bit. Vinyl is all about patience. Just push in a little bit at a time. Boom. All right. See, we're all nice and tight. Now it's time to do the other side. You see as we put heat on it, I'm not sure if you can tell from the angle, but you can see the corner just kind of pulls through just fine. Make this look really sharp. I'll bend it kind of like that. I got a mark. I'm actually going to cut about 1/16 of an inch above that. Oh, that side's a little tall, too tall. Still a little tall. You can always cut off more, you can't cut off less. Yeah, maybe just a skosh. Because I know once I press this in, it's going to go just a little bit further. This can definitely be tough. It's not getting the right angle, so let me try to twist that. Compound curves can definitely be a bit of a challenge to deal with. There we go. Remember how I said I use this thing for everything? Even acts as a little wedge. So that looks pretty darn good. What do you think? It's time to do the other side. Start with a bend at the top. See how far that's going to come in. Pretty close, but I'm going to cut off a little bit to be ahead of the game. Yeah, that should be good right there. Same as this. Mark it. About a 1/16 above it. Put that in there. Rotate. Oh, that's still a little tall. Tell you what, let me try and bend this. Nope, too far. The plus part about this being aluminum rod, it does bend with little force. Nothing too crazy. Now if you make the slot really wide and easy for this to go into, it's probably going to just fall right out. So the press fit has been my personal choice. Just makes it more of a pain to install. But I think that came out rather nice. Then we have the black acrylic flowing down here, all through here, with a shifter on top, a couple cup holders. Okay, we got the console in the car, got it all wrapped up, bolted down solid. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the speakers in and put the acrylic on. I think we'll start with the speaker first. So we're gonna use a 6.5-inch Kicker KS. This one has a little dust on it.